joining me here in Avalon. So this is my first general Virgo reading. I've done readings for Virgos before, but my first general one, so please bear with me. I've done things a little differently today. So normally I do this past, current, and future energy reading simply with the Rider-Waite looking tarot, okay? It is the Rider-Waite tarot. But today I've combined those with oracle cards as well, which are also tarot oracle. So they're based off the same system as the Rider-Waite cards. What else? I meditate, pray over the cards before we begin. And when I shuffle, instead of letting the cards fall as they may, I actually intuitively select them. I go through, and the one that feels like it needs to come out for that particular spot gets pulled out and put down, okay? Just so you have a better idea of what I do. I will do that or give you an example of it later in the reading because we're going to get some karma cards, which take a planet, a house, and a sign and combine them to give you a specific message. And if we have time, we'll also do some guidance from the Featherheart Oracle, okay? So I'm just gonna hit our timer here. I'm trying to stay on time because the last reading was an hour and it was supposed to be no more than half an hour. So I'm trying to keep us on about 20 minutes, 25 minutes today. We'll see how it goes. Okay, put that guy over there. There was something else I wanted to do before. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about the pre-read energy. So this is what I was picking up on before we got started, or before I picked out the cards. And again, I haven't seen any of these cards. So I'm connecting with a Virgo who is, how do I say this? So I had, in the pre-read, I had a lot of sort of a light, warm pressure in the throat chakra, and I got the impression that Virgo has been dealing with a sort of competitive energy lately, and that Virgo is trying to either speak their truth or find, or is digging for it. They're either trying to speak it or uncover it. But either way, it's been elusive, or not elusive actually. What the word I want is illusory? No. It's been shrouded in illusion is what I want, what I'm trying to get at. So I'm dealing with a Virgo, or I'm connecting with a Virgo, or the Virgo energy is such that there is a real attempt to uncover truth, so that forward movement can be made. Could have something to do with the mother. I had the Cancer sort of energy come up, and that is forward movement also can be to do with your own mother or mothering energy. Yeah, and then so in the pre-look at it things as well, we had the throat chakra come up again. So I feel confident that, and actually, okay, so Virgo is feeling an absence of essential truth in their life, and that comes out in a more harsh way than I intended. it's not that your life isn't truthful. It's not that you don't love your life. It's that you feel like you're missing an essential truth of who you are, or your plan, your path. And you're at a period where this is very important to you. You're not quite ready to be speaking your truth, but you certainly are at a point where you want to be uncovering it and integrating it into who you are so that you can speak it. Okay? All right. We're about to get into it. I'm just checking out the bottom of the deck energies. Okay. All right, so we actually have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and actually behind it was the Queen of Swords, which was flipped the wrong way, strangely, something that I don't see much. So again, I'm getting a Virgo who's feeling out of their element. They're not feeling like they're totally in their power because there is a truth that's eluding them. It seems to be hidden, like it was literally invisible, like it was, you know? Okay, but once you're able to uncover this truth, you'll be freed as the Hangman and enlightened. Okay. All right. Let's get into the recent past energies. Okay, and actually, I'm gonna do things a little differently today. I do enjoy flipping them one at a time and seeing how my pre-predictions match up without me having seen the cards, but it takes a long time, okay, because then I riff on each card, and then it ends up being 10 minutes for each, and then, you know, 20 minutes for the whole thing. There we are at an hour, and we haven't even gone to the guidance. So we're gonna actually flip them all at once. Oh my goodness, and they already make sense. They already make sense. Yes. Yeah. Yes. These are awesome. Totally awesome. All right. So, I'm not going to go through and show you every single card until we get to it. We're going to start, pardon me, sometimes I burp a lot during these. I have a hiatal hernia, so that is part of the problem, but also it's because when I get a lot of solar plexus activity, the burps start coming. So, anywhoozles, let's move on. So the recent past energies, we get the Eight of Swords and the Triumph card in reverse. This card is actually the Cancer card in this deck, okay? It is a major arcana, like I was saying in the read, or not the pre-read, but what I was picking up on before we started was that that Virgo is dealing with this Cancer energy, which of course we're in the period of Cancer right now. But I believe it has to do, it might be spurned on by the fact that we're in the season of Cancer, but I believe it has to do with two things: forward moving, the preparation that must take place in order to move forward, and also the area of nurturing. Okay, so in the recent past energies, like I said, we've got Triumph in reverse and the Eight of Swords. So I'm connecting with a Virgo who's been feeling very much held in place, very much stagnant, feeling like they can't move forward even if they want to. that there have been physical, mental blocks in the way, okay? Yeah. So the Eight of Swords is all about that energy of being trapped in the mind, being not physically trapped, but mentally trapped, okay? And this Triumph card in reverse is very much echoing that energy, a desire to move forward, but being stuck, okay? And also, I think it also has to do with a desire to move forward with your truth, you know? A desire to find and then display. Like this rider is riding with their flag up, their triumphant flag up. I'm seeing this blue scarf around the throat, which again is that color of the throat chakra. And I'm just seeing a Virgo who wants to be this triumphant person here and wants to not parade their truth, but would like to conquer their fears enough that they feel brave enough to present their truth, whatever it is, to the world, okay? No, you're kidding me. That's 10 minutes. Wow. Wow. All right, I better pick up the gosh darn pace there. All right, so this Virgo in the physical. We have the Five of Swords in reverse, and we have the Deception and Envy card, okay? And the Deception and Envy card, it relates to the Seven of Swords in the tarot, which is all about, I think of it as sort of like frantic, scattered movements, frantic, scattered attempts to correct an uncomfortable situation or feeling, but they are, again, unnecessary attempts. They're attempts that, they're attempts to fill needs, but they are gone about in the wrong way, okay? But what I actually am seeing here is a Virgo who in the physical is actually coming out of that frantic energy, out of that frenetic energy, out of that chaotic energy, the self-deception energy, okay? They're taking off, literally taking off the mask of illusion, and or you could say they're putting on the mask of truth, whichever, right? I'm connecting with a Virgo who is very much is spending a lot of time thinking, certainly. I'm connecting with a Virgo who is laying down their sword when it comes to wanting to win at all costs. So this Virgo is using their essential earth energy to help support them make this change. They are using their essential earth energy, that the 3D physical realm, to support the changes that they are trying to make in the physical, but those changes start in the mental space. They start with our beliefs that have been holding us back, okay? These false beliefs that actually aren't our own. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a Virgo who's actually laying down those swords, those beliefs that aren't theirs. Okay, because here we see the Virgo trapped, seemingly trapped by the mental prison that perhaps they built, and with the help of others, with the help of the system, the matrix, whatever you want to call it. But that's been recent energies. Now, this Virgo is examining those beliefs and determining which of those swords, which of those beliefs are worth keeping, which are part of their foundation, their true, real foundation. Okay. And like I said, this Virgo is using they're going back in time, they're going back in memory to the times when these beliefs have served them or not. And they're using it to guide them in which swords to lay down and which to hold on to, right? Because this is very much a card of choosing your battles, because we can't fight every single little battle to the death, okay? But freeing ourselves is an incredibly important battle, okay? And it's definitely worth fighting for. But not all of these swords are worth fighting over. So in the emotional space, we get the Two of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles is the realm of Earth, of the third dimension, physical reality. And we get Foundations and Achievements, which relates to the Four of Wands in the Tarot, which is an energy of union, of coming together, of happy homes. It's of celebrations, but certainly it's about foundations. It's about what you're building your home on, what is literally your foundation. And I get that this Virgo is trying to stabilize their emotions Oh, sorry folks, I got really nauseous there. Whew. Okay. Whew, that's passed. So emotionally, the Virgo is, like I said, although they've been mentally in the physical, this is kind of confusing, sorry. Mentally, in the physical, they've been thinking a lot, okay? But emotionally, they've been reviewing these times when their past beliefs, the systemic beliefs, the matrix type beliefs, you know, that you have to work a 9-to-5 job, that you have to, you know, that you have to, essentially, because we don't have to pretty much anything. It's all up to us. But so they've been reviewing these things and observing how they're observing which swords our foundation swords, and which are like sort of these deception swords. Okay, so how do I explain this? I've got this very like, these both cards are very much energies of duality. This is very much the energy of coming together, of synthesis. Okay, that's what I was trying to get at, synthesis. So this Virgo is attempting to balance their emotions through this synthesis of their true foundational beliefs and their desires, trying to find out what the legs are for their desires. Like, where did they, what does that even mean? I don't think I've ever said that before, but they're trying to look at their foundation and what it is and how it's led them to where they are. And then they're also looking at their desires for the future, their dreams, and trying to figure out how to get from point B to C. So that, I guess that's what I meant by what are their legs? How do the legs, how do you get from here to there? And then they're kind of working backwards to merge the two energies so that their current energy can be both foundational and I want to say exponential at the same time. Like, holy moly, this is just never going to work. All right, we're going to do one more. Okay, so we'll have to move on, but emotionally I'm connecting with a Virgo who, although has been quite up and down emotionally lately, quite a lot of highs, a lot of lows, but they're evening out and they're achieving this. They're able to juggle, but I don't mean juggle. They're actually able to smooth out, flatten out the energies, okay? Not just go, they're not just able to handle like highs and low, high and low. No, they're dealing with the highs, they're dealing with the lows, and they're helping themselves smooth it out so that it's not so high and low. Of course, Virgo, it's not exactly something that you're totally enjoying, I think, or at least you haven't been really enjoying, because earth energies, although very deep, can find emotional periods a little overwhelming. But you're doing a great job, Virgo, so just keep that in mind. Pardon me for rearranging myself here. Move on to the mental space. Bergs, look at you. My goodness. In the mental space, we have the Chariot, just like what we were talking about in in the pre-read. It's weird. I do these card readings. I know I have intuitive abilities, and yet every time that I can pick up on these things before the reading even starts, it just blows my mind. I don't know how, because it happens every day. But so again, these are the same energies. The major arcana, the Chariot card, okay? And again, just like I was talking about before, it's about forward movement. It can be about the mother, the nurturing energy, either trying to, oh, I did get very much that there was a need for more feminine energy. We'll see if I can figure out what that means by the end of this. Okay, so Again, we are talking about needing to integrate two opposites or two polarities to a duality, as we were talking about here, before the forward movement can take place. You see, this is the chariot. There's got the big wheels here, but they're not. The chariot won't move anywhere until these obstacles are taken care of. Until they're, again, I just want to say integrated, or at least acknowledged. Okay. And I very much think of that as sort of like, if you think of ascension, at least this period of ascension for Earth is in terms of dimensional realities, we are attempting to go from, we are going from the third dimension to the fourth to the fifth dimension, okay? The third dimension, again, that's physical, dense, very dense reality, okay? The fourth dimension is all about the mind. It's all about dualities, right? It's all about dualities, categorizing things. And then the fifth dimension is about unconditional love, okay? And it's about seeing above the duality, seeing above the categorization, seeing above male and female, seeing above good and evil, seeing above black and white, okay? I'm getting that this Virgo is in that 4D mental space of that you have, it's not a bad thing, okay? You have to go through 4D to get to 5D. First, we understand things in a very physical way, and then we start to understand things in a very mental way of that everything has a flip side to it. This Virgo is, like I said previously, spending a lot of time thinking, and they're spending a lot of time thinking about their truth. Again, I'm seeing that feminine energies are going to support this, okay? Whether that means, like, feminine also refers to water, so maybe like water therapy, like crystal salt baths can help, that kind of thing. But like I said, this Virgo is they're dealing with their mental prison so that they can move forward, right? And that's exactly what we have here is, so let's say, let's say this is the mental prison you've been in. Here you are, standing your ground, quite literally. If this is the mental prison you've been, clearly you're standing your ground, okay? 7 of Wands energy. It's you defending your truth, okay? I'm actually getting you defending your truth, your mother. But it does, that might just be for a very specific person, okay? This Virgo is, I get the impression that you're worried you might get a little carried away, or that you're getting carried away, but I get the impression also that you are firmly planted. You have your feet firmly planted in the ground in the third dimension. So you don't have to worry that you're going to get carried away. You're standing in truth, and truth is always a firm foundation, okay? It is because of the work that you're doing in the emotional space of trying to even out these energies. It's because of the work that you are doing in the mental space, standing up, like just thinking about your truth, figuring out, sort of not splitting hairs, but cutting through the bullshit to figure out what's true to you and what's not, okay? And it's because of this emotional and mental work that you're actually going to start seeing physical results. You're going to start seeing physical change, physical movement forward. So mentally, you're certainly prepared to move forward. And then I obviously just wanted to show that obviously this is past energy, stalled movement forward, current mental energy of forward movement. So certainly it's your intention, and emotionally you're doing the work, mentally you're doing the work. So I believe that that will be sort of the outcome for you. In terms of the outcome that we've been provided in terms of this reading, we get the Queen of Cups in reverse, and we get the crown chakra. Okay. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that is the rest of that piece that I was talking about, that need for feminine energy. And I'll explain. I got this cold feeling in my heart chakra on the left side of my body. That is how I determined that there was a need for this feminine energy. Also the cards, there are certain aspects in them that led me to this. Now, having said that, as I explained before, we have the bottom of the deck energy of the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, okay? And again, I like to think of the Virgo, Virgo in their optimal form as the Queen of Pentacles, right side up. They're totally capable in the physical, they are reliable, they enjoy life, and they enjoy creating a beautiful life for themselves and for the enjoyment of others as well. So it was in reverse. Again, bottom of the deck energy for the Oracle cards, Tarot Oracle, we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, that it says love begins, okay? And the Ace of Cups is all about a new beginning, of overwhelming love, emotion, feminine energy, okay? So if we can relate water to the feminine, then this is also a card that denotes a need for that feminine energy. So in the outcome, like I said, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. I actually get that this is about receiving downloads to deal with your emotions, okay? So if the Queen of Cups in reverse is the energy of sort of being overwhelmed with your emotions or being transfixed by them, I feel that you'll be getting downloads of information. You'll be getting realizations, thoughts popping into your head. They might feel like they're out of the blue. And it's going to be around how to be in this feminine energy without being bewitched by it, okay? So Virgo, Virgos, and I love you dearly, emotion isn't necessarily your strong suit, okay? And I'm not saying you're bad at it. I'm just saying each sign has their strengths and their weaknesses, or at least their lessons, okay? You might be a particular Virgo who is very good at dealing with their emotions. I don't know you. But the Virgo, or the Virgo energy I'm dealing with or connecting to, is having a difficult time with a feminine energy, and I'm getting that you'll be receiving these realizations on how to better deal with them. So if you get these thoughts that seem to come out of nowhere, these like, oh my gosh moments, okay? Please pay attention. If necessary, journal them. I write down all my thoughts like that blow my mind, okay? All right, let's move on to guidance since we don't have a whole lot of time, since we've already run over time. And like I said, I'd do this on camera this time. So we've got planet cards. Actually, we're going to start with, we're going to start with planet. Okay. Oh, Set of Masters, 5D and above, with Christed middle path. Can we please get a planet for guidance for Virgo? I think I just lost a card. Okay, planet for guidance for Virgo. Okay, planet. And we'll do a house. All right, can we please get a house that will give Virgo the absolute most helpful message possible? That one. Okay, and house. Can we get a house, please? And we did. All right. That didn't take too long. All right. So let's see. So planet Jupiter. What a great, great start. Jupiter is the planet of luck. Jupiter in Pisces. Okay. In the 4th house. How did I know it was going to have to do with the 4th house? The 4th house is the house of Cancer. And again, Cancer energy has featured heavily, whether it's the mother archetype that you're dealing with, and I think for one or more of you it is, possibly the beliefs the mother holds and your desire to break free from their beliefs, which might echo the matrix more than it echoes your own beliefs. And again, the 4th house is all about hearth and home, okay? So it's that family, home base energy. Now, I've got to flip this one. Wow, that's beautiful. So we have the granting of spirituality to ultimately experience what makes you feel secure. So I think that that's what these this crown chakra energy will be. This is how Virgo is going to integrate feminine energy, which relates to water and spirituality, the realm of Cancer. These downloads might come to you in a way you're not familiar with. It might be a clairaudient message, or whatever it is your sensitivities might be. It might be that you have an incredibly vivid dream space. But I'm getting more of just like a knowing, like a claircognizance, right? So it's just like, not necessarily that you hear a message or see one or the like, but that you just have a knowing that comes over you. Like, you just know your mom feels this way about this, or you just know that instinct you had earlier in the day about how to move forward is the right one, you know? Again, this water, this feminine energy is being offered to you as a gift, okay? The Jupiter energy is that it's a good luck. This is all for the better, okay? And I saw that already. I do see that already. because this Virgo is moving from a stagnant, blocked, trapped energy to a balanced, strong, energy that is going to be more capable of separating their desires, their beliefs from the beliefs of others, possibly those of their family, because I get that realm, the fourth house, the house and home is very much a big influence for this Virgo. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we're doing on time. Literally a minute. Okay. So incredibly lastly, I'm going to grab a guidance card for Virgo. From the Featherheart Oracle deck. I act respectfully of others. I feel like I am looking at a relationship between two women, romantic or familial, social. And again, I'm seeing a relationship that is improved through the integration of feminine energy, okay? Feminine energy can be many different medicines. It can be forgiveness. It can be compassion. It can also be illusion. And again, I'm seeing that this crown chakra energy coming in. So I think it's very important to pay attention to the downloads that you're getting, okay? What's coming to you when you're in a receptive state. Maybe you're laying in bed about to fall asleep and you're at a very receptive energy because you're not trying to do anything, you're not occupying your time, you just are. So it might happen when you're in the bath or the shower. The shower principle, right? I'm seeing that these downloads mentally are, and I am seeing that they are mental / spiritual downloads. Okay, so it'll be a thought coming in, but you might not know the origin of the thought. And I'm seeing that it will help cut through the illusion, okay? So the guidance here is to pay attention to, again, to those downloads, to the thoughts that come out of nowhere, the thoughts that seem to put everything together. Feel into those energies and see if they okay. This feminine energy. Could keep going with all these females here. This feminine energy. Again, the cup, that's the chalice, you know, the chalice. Think about that, feminine. How do we have a cup? And again, the fourth house, feminine. Again, Pisces, feminine, okay? You're being guided to use these light touch, this compassionate and accepting energy in dealing with those, you know, hearth and home people, those people of the fourth house, your family, your loved ones. If you incorporate these energy, this feminine energy you're getting through downloads in your interactions with those that you are trying to separate your belief system from, not because you have anything against them, but simply because we all have to stand on our own 2 feet, on our own foundations, and we have to be responsible for our own foundations. Because if your foundation is such that you're wobbling around, that is your responsibility, right? So it's not that you're trying to separate yourself because you don't like them or you know, hate their beliefs or whatever the case is. It's just that they're not your own. What they're reminding you here, I'm seeing all that wheel energy again, which was definitely in your read, a lot of this wheel, forward moving energy, okay, and also mental energy. This the collective, the divine mind is also represented by a circle, okay. And again, I'm seeing a family with 4 people, so it might be for a particular one of you, but if you sort of spice your interactions with your loved ones with this energy, this feminine energy you might not be all that used to handling, of delicacy and compassion, of acceptance, that they're different, acceptance that there might be an anxiety that arises when you separate yourself, and even in just a belief system way, but you're being asked to accept a certain amount of anxiety. It'll quell, it'll dissipate, and not all anxiety is indicative of a real problem. Sometimes we mentally, and sometimes we overreact, or we believe something is going to go a lot worse than it is. So if you are able to respect that those of your hearth and home might have a different actual foundation, despite living maybe on the literal same foundation, you're going to find that a sort of peppering of acceptance and compassion and forgiveness, it's going to come back to you. It's not just something that, it's not just for you, it's for them. And in doing that for them, you're doing it for yourself as well, okay? So Virgo is doing a real in-depth search for their own truths. And in doing so, there's a lot of activity, a search for their own truths, which is a very throat chakra energy, okay? And in doing so, in searching for these truths, you sort of whipped up a bit of energy in your heart chakra, okay? which is a good thing. We need energy movement through all of our chakras, okay? And we need to clear out stuff that doesn't belong there. You're going to get downloads on how to clear out the emotional crap that doesn't serve you anymore, and the mental crap that doesn't serve you anymore. Okay? All right, I think that's finally it. I definitely went over the desired period of time, but c'est la vie, it's a learning curve. Thank you so much for joining me, Virgo. I really hope that helped somebody, even just one person. I'd be extremely happy with, but obviously I hope that it helps as many people as possible. Please join me on Instagram for Ascension Energy Cards of the Day and links to new zodiac videos on YouTube. Hopefully I can start IGTV soon. I haven't even really looked into it yet. And yeah, you can follow me there at Avalonis _liberation. And that is, Avalonis is the Latin word for Avalon. Okay, or you can email me at avalon_liberation@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, or you want a private reading, because we can do that. We may not be able to start booking those until after October, but I certainly will announce that. All right, thank you again so much, Virgo. I love you dearly. Please join me again in Avalon.